I was in a Stanford Graduate School of Business class yesterday, and the professor begins the class by saying that he thinks solar energy will self-cannibalize. And this is a pretty lofty statement. He's pretty much just saying that he thinks solar energy will eat itself. And here's what he meant. On the energy grid, what happens is during the day, for example, in California, a place where you have a lot of solar, the solar power comes online and you have a really low load factor during the day. But as soon as it becomes nighttime, all the solar energy turns off and you have this huge spike in load at night, and then the load factor is high and then it becomes a day. And this is why it's called the duck curve, because this problem, like the curve, looks like a duck. So the question becomes, how can you solve this duck curve? Because if you keep adding more and more solar energy online, it'll just exacerbate this delta, like this gap between low load factor and high load factor during the day and the night, and it'll become unsustainable. So we need a solution to be able to even out this load curve to make sure that the grid can keep operating. How do we do this? Energy storage. So you need to be able to store the energy from solar energy during the day to be able to store it so that you can use it at night and even out the grid. Here are the methods that currently exist for energy storage. Batteries, but batteries are insufficient because batteries can only store solar energy at these large scales for maybe a few hours. But we need to be able to store solar for days, weeks, potentially even seasons. So how can you store energy for a long period of time? That's where pumped hydro comes in. So pumped hydro is extremely efficient. And what it consists of is you take electricity, and with your electricity that you have generated, you pump water up a hill. And then when you need electricity, you let the water flow down the hill, turns turbine, and you get your electricity back. And I think pumped hydro consists of something like 80% of all energy storage in the United States. So it's insane. But the problem with pumped hydro is that you can't use it in all geographies. You can only use it in specific geographies because you need to be able to pump it up and bring it down. And the other problem is that these projects can take 25, 35 years to be able to get up and running. Hugely capital intensive. So what do we do now? And that's where the hydrogen economy comes in. Hydrogen fuel is very powerful and it can be used to solve this crazy energy problem. So let's say you have a bunch of electricity. You can use electrolysis, which is the process of splitting water into its constituent elements, hydrogen and oxygen. And now you have hydrogen fuel. And later, when you wish for the hydrogen to turn back into electricity, you can burn it to power a turbine. Other people are talking about hydrogen fuel cars. So you might be able to use it to power cars. And the good thing about hydrogen storage for energy is that it can last a really long time. So you can start getting these same scales of storing your hydrogen for years and seasons, which is currently what other methods are unable to offer. I think the EU is launching a multi-billion-dollar hydrogen energy project. I think Japan's launching a multi-billion-dollar hydrogen economy project as well. Lots of countries around the world are adopting hydrogen energy and hydrogen, different versions of the hydrogen economy. So this is definitely an interesting and promising area worth looking into and worth exploring more. Yeah, very cool. Have a great day. Don't you think this background looks kind of pretty? I think it's very beautiful. Yep. I hope your dreams come true. Goodbye.